There's a loot. Got him!
So Baker Mayfield started streaming himself playing video games. And I mean, what that is, streaming video games is basically publicly broadcasting yourself playing games. And I said, I don't like that. I don't like my starting quarterback doing that. Not a fan. Not a fan of that at all. And I can't believe I got pushback. I can't believe I got people saying, Zach, I got so much backlash. They're like, Zach, it's 2018. Get with the times. Stop being such a dinosaur. Well, first I got to say, thank freaking God. Like, thank you, Christ. I'm so happy. Because everyone always says to me, stop being such a young kid. And now they're like, stop being such a grandpa. Like, which one is it, first of all? Am I a grandpa? Am I a young, dumb kid? I don't know. I just... The main argument everyone's making in favor of Baker Mayfield, they're saying he's a 23-year-old kid. If he wants to play video games, let him play video games. And then they say this. Baker Mayfield just wants to connect with his fans and build his brand. So my first thought is, why would Baker Mayfield want to do that? Why is he so concerned? Why is he putting so much energy into building his brand? Why? Baker Mayfield's not even good enough to be a starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. Your energy's going into building a brand, to Twitch streaming? How about you watch film? How about you work on your footwork? Anything that makes you closer to being a starting quarterback. I wonder, does Baker Mayfield realize, is he accepted, like, oh, you know what? I'm not going to play this year. It's just like Oklahoma. I had a year off. Does he think that, like, it's when he's going to take, when he took a year off his first year at Oklahoma? I don't know. I don't understand. But I want my quarterback to have laser focus. Laser focus. He wants to build his brand? Let me ask, is Baker Mayfield a t-shirt salesman, or is he a quarterback? Is Baker Mayfield a t-shirt salesman or a quarterback? Is he trying to do pop-up shops? Trying to build his brand? Or is he a starting quarterback, a professional starting quarterback? A professional quarterback, period. It doesn't have to be starting. I don't want my professional quarterback to be trying to sell t-shirts. If Baker Mayfield really wants to build his brand, he should focus his energy on becoming, the starting quarterback. Because guess what? He's not the starting quarterback right now. Or if Baker Mayfield really wants to build his brand, he should focus on winning. Focus on winning games. Because again, currently, Baker Mayfield, not a starting quarterback, hasn't won any games in the NFL. Doesn't have a brand. Tom Brady has a brand. Tom Brady has a brand, TB12. And Tom Brady doesn't need to play Fortnite or need to stream himself playing video games to build his brand, because Tom Brady's brand is winning. He got 5 rings. 5 rings. If you think about it, Baker Mayfield has accomplished nothing in the NFL. And that you can't dispute that. You will, but you can't. Baker Mayfield has done nothing in the NFL. What? He won the Heisman. Great. That's awesome. Oh, and he was a first overall pick. 2 things that, if you look at them historically, mean basically nothing. Jamarcus Russell was a number 1 overall pick. Where's Jamarcus Russell? Oh, he's out of the league. He's not anywhere. Didn't even do anything. Heisman winners, they don't necessarily become great football players. Troy Smith won a Heisman. Do you know who that is? Some of you kids probably don't. Johnny Manziel won a Heisman. RG3, Tim Tebow. Winning the Heisman and becoming the first overall pick, those actually aren't accomplishments. That means nothing. So I don't really care. Baker Mayfield accomplished nothing in the NFL. And I want to slow down. No, I'm getting fired up. I got to say, I don't care what Baker Mayfield does with his free time. Baker Mayfield, dude, play all the video games you want. Go for it. But don't broadcast it with a megaphone. That's the problem I have. I don't care if Baker... Look, I'm sure Sam Darnold, Josh Allen, I'm sure they put... Josh Rosen probably not. He's crazy. Like, he's like laser-focused crazy, which I prefer, but whatever. But playing video games is not a bad thing. But broadcasting it, streaming your video games, that's the problem I have that I don't like. Because I don't think you realize this. You can track how many hours he's streamed. You can track how many hours he's put into streaming. It's very simple. And when Baker Mayfield streams how much he plays video games, he puts a target on his back. He makes himself an even easier target for any criticism at all. And why do that? When Baker Mayfield's not the starting quarterback next season, people are going to say, well, look at how many hours he played of Fortnite. He's got like 200 and something hours logged this summer. Oh, he wasn't working. Look, I don't think streaming video games is wise. If you want to be a professional quarterback, streaming video games is not a wise thing for you to do. That's not what a franchise quarterback does. And when I say quarterback, I'm saying quarterback is a different position. Playing quarterback is a different position than any other position in sports. Ben Simmons and Karl Anthony Towns stream themselves playing video games. I don't love that either way, honestly. But it's a different culture. The NBA is a different culture than the NFL, and the NBA is a different culture than even quarterbacks. Quarterbacks are just they're a different standard. Quarterback is unlike any position in sports. And I hold my quarterbacks to a very, very high standard, as you should, because not a lot of them succeed. And I am strict. I am tight with my quarterbacks. I don't want them doing a lot of stuff. And people say, who cares what Baker Mayfield does in his free time? Well, I would say this. I do care what Baker Mayfield does in his free time, because what you do off the field affects you on the field. Off the field affects you on the field. Let's talk about my show. I went to a bar on Sunday night, and it put me behind by a day because I went to a bar, then something else happened, and next thing you know, all the stuff outside of the podcast affected the podcast. Off the field effects on the field. Things, your habits, your work ethic, everything, it matters. It does matter. And I don't know how you can say, I don't care what he does off the field. I do. What Baker Mayfield does off the field affects how he plays, affects everything else. And there's another people like, well, Baker Mayfield's only 23 years old. Doesn't matter at all. Sam Darnold's only 20. He might be the starting quarterback for the Jets. It's time to step up. I don't care how young you are, how mature, immature, whatever. You got to step up. It's time for you to grow up now. You gotta grow up right this minute. So I don't know. I just, maybe Baker Mayfield, and this is where the cheap shot comes in. Maybe Baker Mayfield is working so hard to build his brand because he knows if he fails in Cleveland, he's got to have something to fall back on. Maybe just Baker Mayfield's trying to capitalize while he has the spotlight. He's like, well, if I'm the next Ryan Leaf, I'm going to go out and get a bunch of followers while I'm at it. I don't know. Look, the truth is, I don't care if a guy plays video games. I just simply, I don't care. Do whatever you want in your free time. Look, I took a week off. I played Mass Effect. I loved it. It was fantastic. But the perception for an NFL quarterback streaming video games, it's not good. It's not good at all. And if Baker Mayfield's putting energy into building his brand, rather than putting energy into becoming the starting quarterback, rather than putting energy into winning games, that's a problem. I don't want my NFL quarterback streaming video games. It's not a good look. It looks immature. It looks like a waste of energy. It's just not smart for perception. That's my take. I don't know how you can be mad at that, but people are furious. You need to stop being a dinosaur, Zach. I'm not comfortable with my starting quarterback, the guy I've paid millions to, the guy I expect to lead my franchise, being a goofball streaming video games. No. Do it when you retire. Do it if you fail out of the league, do it then, but not now. Not the summer before your first year in the NFL. It's just not wise. Or if you're going to do it, at least earn the right. Tom Brady could get away with it. I wouldn't like it if Tom Brady did it, and there's a reason Tom Brady wouldn't do it, but he's earned the right if he wants to. Baker Mayfield has accomplished nothing, and he has not earned the right to do whatever he wants in the NFL. He thinks he has. He certainly thinks he has. He has not. Thank you so very much for watching. Remember, you can subscribe to Strong Opinion Sports on iTunes, on SoundCloud, and on YouTube. You can find the full entire hour-long podcast on YouTube, as well as my best, most interesting clips. If you like Strong Opinion Sports as much as I do, help me grow this podcast by telling your friends about this show. Share it on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, whatever it is. Help me grow this podcast by telling your friends. Thank you so much, and have a great day.